We've all heard the stories, those chilling tales of people vanishing seemingly into thin air. These stories often leave us with a sense of unease, a lingering question of how such disappearances can happen without a trace.
Today, we delve into one such mystery, a story etched in the annals of California history, the baffling disappearance of the Yuba County Five. This case has puzzled investigators and intrigued the public for decades.
Imagine a place where everyone knows your name, a small town called Yuba City, nestled in the heart of California. It's a place where the community is tight-knit and the pace of life is slow and steady.
It was here that five men, all with intellectual disabilities, lived seemingly ordinary lives. They were known and loved by their neighbors, who saw them as part of the fabric of the town.
There was Jack Madruga, a gentle soul known for his love of sweets. He was always seen with a smile and a kind word for everyone he met.
Next, we have Ted Weyer, a bit of a jokester and the life of the party. Ted had a knack for making people laugh and was always the center of attention at gatherings.
Bill Sterling, quiet and reserved, found solace in his faith. He was a man of few words, but had a deep sense of spirituality that guided his life.
Rounding out the group were Jackie Hewitt, a music enthusiast, who could often be found humming a tune or tapping his foot to a beat, and Gary Mathias, the youngest of the five, who carried a beloved teddy bear everywhere. Gary's teddy bear was more than just a toy, it was a source of comfort and security for him.
These were not hardened adventurers, not risk-takers, just ordinary men living in an ordinary town. They had their routines, their favorite spots, and their close-knit circle of friends. They were friends, a tight-knit group who found comfort and companionship in each other's company. Their bond was strong, and they supported each other through thick and thin. Little did they know, their lives were about to take a dark and mysterious turn. What started as a routine outing would soon become a perplexing mystery that would baffle everyone who heard their story.
Their story serves as a chilling reminder of the fragility of life, the mysteries that lurk even in the most unexpected corners of the world. It reminds us that sometimes, the most ordinary lives can be touched by the most extraordinary events.
Buckle up as we journey to the heart of this enigma, exploring the events that led to their disappearance, the perplexing clues left behind, and the strange circumstances that surrounded their last known moments, and the enduring questions that continue to haunt this quiet corner of California. Join us as we unravel the threads of this mystery piece by piece, in search of answers that have eluded us for so long. It was February 24th, 1975, a day that began like any other. The Yuba County Five, excited for a night of camaraderie, piled into Weyer's light blue Mercury Montego. Their destination? A basketball game in Chico, California, a chance to cheer on their favorite team and enjoy each other's company. The drive was straightforward, a route they had taken countless times before. What could possibly go wrong? As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the California landscape, the men never made it to the game. They vanished without a trace, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and shattered hopes. Their families, their friends, the entire community were left reeling. Where could they be? Had they gotten lost? Were they in trouble? The mystery deepened as days turned into weeks. Search parties scoured the countryside, desperate for any sign of the missing men or their car. The case garnered national attention, their faces plastered across newspapers and television screens. Leads were scarce, hope dwindling with each passing day. The Yuba County Five had simply vanished, their disappearance becoming a haunting enigma that would grip the nation for decades to come. The disappearance of the Yuba County Five sent shockwaves through their quiet community and beyond. These five men, all friends, vanished without a trace, leaving their families and friends in a state of profound distress and confusion. Law enforcement agencies launched a full-scale investigation, determined to uncover the truth behind their baffling vanishing act. They scoured every inch of the area, hoping to find any clue that could lead them to the missing men. Volunteers joined forces with seasoned search and rescue teams, combing through the vast expanse of California's rugged terrain. These volunteers, many of whom were locals, felt a personal connection to the missing men and were driven by a deep sense of community and duty. The search efforts stretched from the rolling hills of Yuba City to the dense forests and treacherous slopes of the Sierra Nevada mountains. The terrain was unforgiving, with its steep inclines and thick underbrush, making the search even more challenging. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into agonizing months. The relentless passage of time weighed heavily on everyone involved, as the hope of finding the men alive began to wane. Every passing day chipped away at the hope that the men would be found safe and sound. The search teams, though exhausted, refused to give up, driven by the slim chance of a miracle. The families of the missing clung to fading hopes, their hearts heavy with worry and uncertainty. They gathered frequently, discussing possible new areas to search and praying for any sign of their loved ones. Despite the tireless efforts, the search parties returned empty-handed, their frustration mounting with each dead end. The lack of progress was disheartening, but the searchers remained resolute. The lack of evidence only deepened the mystery. No footprints, no personal belongings, nothing that could provide a clue to their whereabouts. No signs of a struggle, no abandoned vehicle, no ransom demands. It was as if the men had simply vanished into thin air, leaving behind no trace of their existence, no messages from potential captors. It was as if the earth had swallowed them whole. The vast wilderness seemed to mock the search efforts, its silence echoing the unanswered questions. The case baffled even the most seasoned investigators, leaving them with more questions than answers. Each new theory seemed to lead to a dead end, adding to the growing sense of frustration and helplessness. The Yuba County Five had vanished without a trace, their fate shrouded in an unsettling veil of mystery. The community, once tight-knit and peaceful, was left grappling with the inexplicable loss, haunted by the unanswered question, what happened to the Yuba County Five? 10 long weeks after the men's disappearance, a glimmer of hope emerged from the depths of despair. On June 4, 1975, a forestry worker stumbled upon a chilling sight deep within the Plumas National Forest, over 100 miles from Yuba City. There, at the end of a remote logging road, sat Weyer's light blue Mercury Montego half buried in snow. The car, a beacon of both hope and dread, held the promise of answers, but also the potential for heartbreaking truths. As investigators cautiously approached the vehicle, a wave of icy dread washed over them. Inside the car, they found the remains of 4 of the 5 men, Madruga, Weyer, Sterling, and Hewitt. They were huddled together, their bodies frozen in a macabre tableau, their faces etched with a mixture of confusion and fear. The discovery, while tragic, only served to intensify the mystery surrounding their disappearance. Where was Gary Mathias, the 5th member of the group? What had led them to this remote location, miles off their intended route? And perhaps most perplexing of all, why had they abandoned the car, seemingly within walking distance of a nearby lodge? The discovery of the car and the remains of 4 of the men, far from providing closure, only plunged the case further into the abyss of the unknown. Investigators scoured the area around the car, hoping to find any clues that could shed light on the men's final days. They found footprints leading away from the car, disappearing into the dense forest. The snow-covered forest offered no signs of life, only the eerie silence of the wilderness. Among the snow and trees, they discovered personal belongings scattered, hinting at a desperate struggle for survival. A map revealed that the lodge was only a few miles away, raising more questions about why the men hadn't reached it. The investigators were left puzzled, their minds racing with theories but no concrete answers. The families of the men were left to grieve, their sorrow compounded by the lack of closure. The community was in shock, mourning the loss of the men and grappling with the mystery that surrounded their fate. As dusk fell over the snow-covered forest, the unanswered questions lingered, casting a long shadow over the tragic tale of the snowbound car.